Hey everybody, I just want to make a quick little video to kind of break down what we talked about tonight if you were unable to make it to the meeting. So if you did make it, please disregard this video. And if you maybe need recapped on some information, then I guess go ahead and take a listen. But what I'm basically doing is going to give you a quick rundown on just a little PowerPoint that kind of led us through the discussion that we had this evening. And I'm also just kind of following this PDF that was also attached to the Skyward message. So you're more than welcome to kind of follow along with me while hopefully I can get through this pretty quick. So the first thing, and kind of the reason I really wanted to have this pulled up, is we are using Remind this year. It's a really fantastic way for me and our other coaches to communicate with like 100 kids all at the same time, especially with Kansas and weather and how things can change so quickly. Like, we can let everybody know immediately if there's going to be a change in practice location. We didn't have water at the field house the first week, so things like that we can text kids and tell them like, hey, bring water to practice. There's no water at the field house. Or hey, it's snowing. We're going to meet inside. So you are more than welcome to join this and get the same informational messages and reminders that your kids do. And to do that, you just start off like you're sending a text message. You enter this 81 number right here, and you text this @ code to that number, and I will get a ding on my phone, and you will be on the message system with them. If at any point in time you would like to cancel that, I'm sure when you send that text message, you get some sort of reply that tells you how to unsubscribe, but if you don't, then please contact me, and I will help you kill that from your phone. We're also on Twitter this year. So please follow us if you enjoy Twitter. And when you're at meets, if you take any pictures, any videos of kids competing, please tag us in those too so we can help share and spread the news on how awesome all of our athletes are. New uniforms. Wanted to share this picture because we have some pretty specific care requirements for our new uniforms. The biggest thing is we can't dry them. And most likely you guys are doing your children's laundry, so me telling you guys means a lot more than me telling all the different kids. So please don't dry them, and also no fabric softener. So if you look back to this big, huge thing that I gave you guys, the second form is literally a copy of what I found when I opened the box, and it's this huge warning about care. So if you have any questions or concerns, you can refer back to this on what to do and what not to do. But basically, as long as you wash it in cold water with normal soap, life is good. Speaking of uniforms, uniform checkout was this week, so if your athlete did not receive a uniform, please have them come see me ASAP. The reason is on this calendar here. So the next slide. In the packet, you will find this lovely photo right here that you can tear off and put on your fridge or your office or wherever it is that you like to be reminded by things. We're also going to have a Google Calendar this year. And you can find that hyperlink up top here in the PDF. Please click that and you can add it to your phone, but don't be alarmed when you get there if you don't find a whole lot of things. I made this Google Calendar and then realized I made it in the wrong place. So I am kind of slowly rebuilding this. I realized that this morning when I was typing up my thoughts here. So please join this and I will get more things added to it tomorrow. Things that are due this week on Friday. We have reopened the Volt order, and this order form is in the PDF. If you would like to order anything, again, you do not have to. It is not mandatory to have any DeSoto gear. Excuse me. But if you need things or want things or anything like that, I just need this money in this form by Friday so I can give it to our sprints coach to take to the dealer here. Other thing, if you have a senior, if you would like to have a senior ad in the spring sports program, that is due to Mr. Johnson in the office. He's our athletic director by Friday. So that information is also in this packet. And it's a 2-pager on that one. There it is. Looks like I got them out of order. There's the shirt order form. Awesome. So the big thing about this little picture here for our schedule, if you look right here on the 19th, we don't have school. And unfortunately, if I can get my mouse to click, we have our spring photos that day. All sports, not just track. So we need your guys' help making sure we have as many kids as possible that aren't gone on vacation there that day so we can have, of course, all 100 kids in one awesome photo together. I'm going to schedule my practice at 2, and I know several other coaches are as well. Pole vault, unfortunately, can't go that early due to Coach Rodriguez's schedule, but pictures are scheduled for 3:50. They might not start till 4. Sometimes it takes them a little while, and they misjudge when they schedule us. But it makes for a long day if we practice after pictures instead of before. So that's why a majority of us, if we can, are going to try to go prior to that time. And I almost think, if I remember correctly, throwers are not going to practice that day because Coach McKinney is out of town. This order form, though, they didn't give me a whole bunch of these. I am going to send what I have home with kids that take one, but again, I only have like 30 of them. So I scanned this form. If you would like to order a team photo or individual photos of your athlete, it is due the day of photos on that Monday. So you can fill this out and put it all in an envelope, and you will have your child hand this form off to Peck. Will take the order form for the pictures. Other important dates is this fundraiser here. We don't really do a whole lot of fundraisers because I feel like by springtime, everybody is sold out on selling things. This is really cool. They've done it for all the other sports. On April 3rd, and it's on the schedule calendar that I gave you guys, if you bring this little flyer right here and you make sure and circle track and field, if you eat there that evening between 4 and 8, the track team will receive 30% of whatever your receipt was. So that's a really easy way for you to help us raise some money for track and field without having to have your kids go door to door and beg people to buy things. So pass the word on, print this off, and give it to other people. And, like circle track and field ahead of time so other sports don't get your money and we can. And yeah, so Pega's on a Tuesday. At the bottom of this is workouts for our distance crew. If you have a distance runner, here's my workout for my long triple jumpers and hurdlers. High jumpers and throws. So check that out if your kids are looking for their spring break workout. When I have the sprints, I will email it out. I just don't have that one yet. And same with pole vault. Let's see what else we got on here. More senior stuff. Senior banners. You might have seen these hanging up at football games, soccer games, basketball games. We are going to offer senior banners as well. I will have more information for you guys soon on that. We're kind of trying to get that figured out. Again, this is not a must. You do not have to order these. Unfortunately, we only have one home track meet, so there's really only one opportunity to hang these up. So if you bought one of these for a prior sport, you are more than welcome to use that as your banner for your athlete for track. So if they played soccer, you can hang up a boys soccer one. I don't have a problem with that. And again, you're just kind of honoring your senior athlete that way. But again, if you have not bought one of these, you do not have to. But if you would choose to, if you would like to, I will have that information pretty quick. All right, so looking down the list here on the Word document that I had pulled up earlier, there's just kind of some logistical things on there. Remember, your athletes can only compete in 8 meets per season. They can compete in 9 if we take them to regionals. They can compete in 10 if they qualify to state. So we can't enter a JV athlete that will not qualify to state in 10 prior meets knowing they won't make it to state. It doesn't work that way. It's only 8, the 9 being only regionals and the 10th being only state. On the schedule here, I'm going to jump back up here. We used to not have school here, so I need to replace this. Yours is the new one. We now do have school on April 20th. That is KU Relays. You must qualify to KU Relays. Just because we try and enter your athlete into KU Relays doesn't mean they'll make it. It's like the cream of the crop. It's kids from all over the country coming to run. It's a really high quality meet. So we won't know who gets into that until April. But whoever doesn't qualify to KU will compete at Bonner. Varsity athletes. JV athletes will go to Paola that week. But anybody KU-wise that qualifies on that Monday, there is school because we need to make up a snow day. So they've changed that. I don't know if it's a green or a white day yet, but it is a school day. Next thing, I'll go ahead and jump over to this slide. We have a home meet on the 27th. We really need all hands on deck from all kids, whether they are competing or not competing. We really expect them to be there to help run the events, to help cheer their teammates on, help video different events so we can share that stuff with you guys. So if you can help us make sure we have as many kids possible supporting one another on April 27th for our home meet, we would really greatly appreciate that. Practice and meet expectations also include wearing enough clothing. Yesterday when it was snowing and we had 40-mile-an-hour winds, it's a great example of Kansas, right? Especially in the spring. We really never know what we're going to get. So please help your athletes remember when they come out the door to bring more clothes than they need, especially to track meets because we're there super late at night and it gets cold. When the sun goes down, they need layers. So make sure if you can help us out and make sure they bring that. One thing we always struggle with every year is athletes leaving the meet early. That is okay, but they can only leave with their parent or legal guardian. They cannot leave with their brother, their sister, their aunt, their uncle, or their friend's parents. It has to be with you guys. You have to come find a coach with your child, wave at us, let us know that you're a real person, and we will then check you off the list. So there needs to be some communication so we can make sure all of our kids are held accountable. So at the end of the meet, when we take roll, when it's time to go home and we're missing Bobby Sue, and we don't know where Bobby Sue is, but she went home with you guys. Well, she never checked out with us. Now we're searching the whole track meet for Bobby Sue. It makes for a long night. So if you can help us by making sure your kid only travels home with you and that both of you come find us together when you check out. That helps take a load of stress off of us and helps us keep your kids safe. Grades. Your kid can compete with a D. They cannot compete with an F. They do get a small kind of grace period to fix that F, but once that is over, if they have an F, they are not allowed to compete. That is a school-wide policy for both athletics and activities. So even if it's, Shawnee Mission North, which is a really high-quality, tough meet to get into, if they have an F, we can't take them. If they're on a relay and they have an F, they have just hurt the rest of their teammates on that relay by not being able to be there. So help us keep your kids' grades up. We will be in contact with them, letting them know the same. But again, that's just one of DeSoto's rules. Skyward and physicals. A majority of our kids all have their physicals in. There's just a small few that do not. So if you're like, ooh, what's a physical? Then maybe your kid needs one. I have those forms, and the office has those forms. That is a CASHA rule. They must have a physical to compete, to even practice. So make sure if they haven't done that yet, they absolutely need to do that ASAP. On Skyward, this is one thing that kind of gets overlooked, and then I still get emails about it. There is an online consent form under online forms, I believe, on your guys' Skyward as a parent that you can click and then fill out. Your athlete needs to do that as well. So if you haven't done that yet, please go check Skyward out. And if you can't find it, shoot me an email and I'll help you guys locate that spot. But again, I do believe it's under online forms because that is where it's at for kids. Well, looking at my list here, I really do believe that covers everything. So hopefully, if you couldn't make it to the meeting today, this kind of helps take you into a little virtual meeting with me quickly over everything we talked about. And again, if you have any questions or problems, I did leave, if I can scroll up here to the top of this really fast, my email, which you should have gotten just by being on Skyward, and my cell phone. I am pretty busy. I have passions outside of school. I ride horses, so when I get home, I have chores and stuff to do. But if you have a huge emergency, feel free to call me. If not, I always try to email back as quick as possible. School is busy, so sometimes email is the best during the day. But again, I just wanted to leave that there because, again, emergencies arise, and sometimes we need to talk to one another. But we're super excited about this track season. Again, we have almost 100 kids. We have a huge team this year. We have brand new uniforms. Everybody's super excited, so we hope you guys are as well, and thank you for listening to me blab at 7 o'clock at night.